Hello and welcome to Inside Edition, where we discuss national, regional and international issues in depth. In an age where the virtual world is commonly affiliated with the physical, the cryptocurrency is witnessing fast-paced rise within a financial system that is fast, inexpensive and accessible to everyone, creating rapid changes and challenges in both the financial and legal industries. In 2019, the Central Bank of Bahrain announced a legislative framework to oversee and operate regulated crypto asset services in the kingdom in order to keep pace with the innovations taking place in the major financial centers around the globe. And as part of the kingdom's ambition of becoming the region's premier fintech center. To know more about that, we are pleased to be joined here in the studio by Mr. Mohammed Khalid Atig, the General Manager of Rain Management, which is a cryptocurrency platform licensed by the Central Bank of Bahrain. Right after this. Hello and welcome back. Joining me here in the studio is the General Manager of Rain Management, Mr. Mohammed Khalid Atig. Thank you very much for being with us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. First off, Mr. Atig, can you give us a brief idea about Rain in general, the crypto assets, the type and how they work?
Yeah, definitely. So let me take a step back and basically explain how money started, basically. So in the past, people used to use gold as a means of exchange, but then governments decided to keep the gold and instead issue promissory notes that are redeemable in gold. So basically, if you look at the old US currencies, it actually had redeemable in gold on demand. So you could go to a bank, exchange the note for gold, and at the same time use that note as a means of purchases. But then Nixon decided to abolish the gold standard. What does that mean? That means basically that the central bank can issue money without the need to have any gold to back it up.
All right.
So this created quite a few problems, basically. It also contributed to inflation, for example. So in 2008, someone named Satoshi Nakamoto issued a white paper basically explaining what Bitcoin is and how it worked. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is basically a digital asset that is limited by 21 million coins only. You cannot issue more coins, you cannot manipulate those coins. It's fixed at 21 million. And it's easily divisible into Satoshis and easily transferable anywhere across the world. So basically, Bitcoin is the natural evolution of money that is not controlled by centralized organizations such as a central bank. It is basically controlled by the Bitcoin protocol. So how does Bitcoin work? It's basically based on the blockchain. And what is a blockchain? Basically, a blockchain, you can think of it like having a block that has everyone's holdings of Bitcoin, who has how many Bitcoins and who received Bitcoins from who. And when I, for example, transfer 1 Bitcoin to you, a new block is created that has all the previous data of who holds how many Bitcoins and who transferred to who. And whenever anyone transfers that Bitcoin, a new block gets created. So the blockchain has the entire history of who holds what Bitcoin and who transferred to who.
From the initiation until where it's at now.
From the initiation until where it's at now.
Okay.
So that secures basically the coins. No one can manipulate it. No one can issue fake Bitcoins out of thin air, and it's all saved in that blockchain. And of course, we have a lot of different types of cryptocurrencies. We have actually over 20,000 cryptocurrencies right now. Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin basically gave rise to these different types of cryptocurrencies out there. And you have many types. You have, for example, the Ethereum network. So what is Ethereum? You can think of Ethereum as basically an Apple iPhone, for example.
Okay.
So Ethereum allows different apps, which are basically different tokens, to be created on the Ethereum network, such as different types of cryptocurrencies that, for example, let's take Shiba Inu, for example. It's Ethereum based, right? So Ethereum allows other cryptocurrencies and tokens to be created on that platform. You have other types of cryptocurrencies, such as stable coins, for example, USDC, USDT, and so forth. These are based on, for example, the US dollar. So that token does not fluctuate. It remains stable, the same price. You have other types of cryptocurrencies such as CBDCs, which are central bank digital currencies. Those are issued by the government or by the central banks. And you also have now the rise of NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. So non-fungible tokens basically allows creators, artists, and people that want to create something. It goes into music, into artwork, you name it. It saves the creator's rights in that specific NFT. They can transfer it to someone else while remaining basically while maintaining the ownership of that particular product. So there are, like I said, over 20,000 cryptocurrencies out there, crypto tokens, and you have to do your own homework and be very diligent on where you invest. Research the market, research the white paper, know the fundamentals of that specific crypto token, and then make your investment choices.
Right. You started off explaining this with how gold was used to back up that amount that was basically given out at some point. How are people that are going into crypto now assured of the backups of their currencies when it comes to currencies that are coming up new, or as you said, with the different platforms that have their own basically backgrounds and their own histories?
So like I said, there are different types of cryptocurrencies. So you have to look at cryptocurrencies. For example, take Bitcoin as a good example. You can see the protocol. Protocol is basically the law of the coin. Right. You can research that. So you can see it's fixed at 21 million. You cannot create more coins.
That's the assurance.
That's the assurance that you have. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. If you have one Bitcoin, you're one of 21 million, right? But there are other cryptocurrencies out there that have an unlimited supply. So I would be somewhat wary of those cryptocurrencies. So basically you can rely on the protocol to ensure that this is a safe cryptocurrency and it is fixed at that particular number of coins.
That's fabulous. Well, RAIN actually was established with specific goals and services that were set in order to cater and tailor to the customers of the crypto world here in the kingdom, as well as in the GCC area and the areas around us. What can you tell us about RAIN? How was it established and what are the services that it provides?
Definitely. So it was basically initiated by AJ Nelson and Joseph Delago, who are high school friends. They discovered the concept of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin specifically early on, and decided that they wanted to bring this new innovative technology to a place that is vastly underserved. So they met Yahya Badawi and Abdullah Ma'aqil, and together they start knocking on the doors of various regulators and governments in the Middle East. And Bahrain was the first central bank to open its doors and welcome them in. So RAIN started its operations in the regulatory sandbox and then graduated with a full license back in 2018. And RAIN offers the ability for clients to buy and sell crypto assets and also swap crypto assets for other crypto assets, plus the ability to store their crypto assets in a regulated and safe brokerage platform such as RAIN.
Absolutely. RAIN actually allows customers to buy, sell, and store crypto assets, as you have mentioned, in this secure and compliant way. Not only that, it also sets, or there are some rules of it that are rules that are set in Sharia compliance. What can you tell us about these set of rules?
Oh, definitely. So RAIN is regulated by the Central Bank of Bahrain. What does that mean? Basically, we're treated just like any other bank. So we have a set of rules that we need to follow. Not only that, that means we undergo regular inspections, regular audits, internal audits and external audits. We also have risk compliance functions that monitor the risks of the company. The recent example that you've probably noticed in the crypto marketplace with regards to FTX and the whole saga that unfolded basically reiterates the need to only deal in regulated and trusted crypto companies such as RAIN. So we are very proud to be the first crypto company in the entire region to be regulated by a central bank. So my appreciation always goes out to the forward-thinking leadership of this beloved kingdom and also the guidance and support of the central bank. With regards to the Sharia compliancy, yes, RAIN's operations are Sharia compliant. We don't offer interest, we don't accept interest. And we also have Sharia certificates published on our website for certain coins. For example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin. You have to visit our website, rain.com, and you'll be able to see the Sharia certificates issued for these cryptocurrencies, which will give assurances to our beloved loyal clients who only want to invest in the Sharia compliant crypto assets.
Absolutely. When I listen to you talking about all of the services, all of the goals, all of the compliances and the set of rules, these will not have been possible without the cooperation with local entities within the Kingdom of Bahrain, local agencies, and this cooperation really brings out these fruitful services that are provided by Rain. What can you tell us about the value of these kind of cooperations with the CBB and different entities in order to accomplish your services?
Absolutely. So it's not a surprise that the central bank was the first to issue crypto regulations in this region. It's a very forward-thinking, innovative, regulator. And with the fast, changing dynamics of the crypto industry, it is always important to have, these types of this type of support from the government and the regulators. So we have been continuously working with the central bank with regards to certain crypto assets requirements and the way that we operate. Not only that, we've been dealing with all other various providers or support entities in the Kingdom of Bahrain, such as the Economic Development Board, even the BIBF, and other institutions in the Kingdom of Bahrain that basically embrace technology and innovation.
Yes. Well, before we go to our Skype guest, my last question to you before that is, why the Kingdom of Bahrain? How is it the best home for a startup crypto asset brokerage in the region?
Yeah, like I said, so the Central Bank of Bahrain was the first to issue crypto regulations in not just the GCC, but the entire MENA region.
Yeah.
This basically positioned Bahrain as a crypto hub, not only for crypto companies, but also for fintech and innovators and visionaries, let's say. When Rain got its license in the Central Bank of Bahrain, that was a badge of honor for Rain, of course. And it's also positioned Bahrain globally. People were talking about Bahrain, they were talking about Rain, they were talking about, the new crypto revolution is happening now in the Middle East. So that was absolutely fantastic to see and watch. And Bahrain now is a crypto hub and a hub for fintech companies and innovators alike. Last year, for example, Rain generated over $2 billion worth of volume. Not only did that help the local economy, which we hope that it did, it also allowed us to hire local talents. 90% of our employees are Bahrainis. Being the leader in this industry and the best crypto brokerage platform in the Middle East, we believe that it is our duty to hire local talents, to train them, and graduate future leaders of this amazing technology for the Kingdom of Bahrain and for the entire region as a whole.
Absolutely. We'll go a little bit more in depth in that, but before we continue, we are going to have further discussions with Mr. Joseph Delago through Skype, who is the co-founder and CEO of Rain. Sir, first of, can you tell us a bit about Rain Team's vision for the mainstream adoption of crypto assets across the Middle East specifically?
Definitely. So Rain's co-founders are longtime advocates of crypto. We got into this industry in 2013. My partner, Yahya Bedawi, was the very first person to start a Bitcoin meetup in the MENA region in Cairo back in 2013. And Abdullah Al-Moikel was the largest broker-dealer of Bitcoin in Saudi from 2014 to 2018. So the four of us are, and my partner AJ, myself and him have been starting businesses for the last decade or so together. So the four of us are just incredibly passionate about this space. And we wanted to start the first regulated cryptocurrency exchange in the Middle East, and we were successful in doing that. And really how we see this industry evolving is the first step is access. So the mission of Rain is to provide really easy, convenient, regulated access to crypto. And then I think after we accomplish that across the region, we want to move into other verticals like payments and remittances as well, and other use cases of crypto. But it really all starts with people being able to get convenient access to crypto at the start.
Fabulous. When we look at cryptocurrencies all over the world, they've made a different kind of boom in different parts of the world. From your point of view, how do you see the future of cryptocurrencies locally and then internationally?
Yeah, I think this is where cryptocurrency really changes the game, so to speak. There really isn't a local, versus global kind of perspective of crypto. It's just completely global. So we're talking about a financial system that allows you to send crypto between any two people on the planet. That's a really remarkable quality of crypto, and it's really what makes it unique to the traditional system. So I would say that the technology is just global, and it's very similar to the internet in that way. And the internet has completely revolutionized the way we live our lives, allowing people to communicate. And crypto is all about enabling global value transfer between anyone on the planet. So I don't think there's really a local element, so to speak. It's mostly just all global.
Right. When it comes to crypto assets, like there are advantages, there are also disadvantages. Can you tell us a little bit about both of these?
Definitely. So I'll start with the disadvantages. I think that people still don't fully understand crypto and also the potential of crypto. So at Rain, we're focusing a lot on education, and we think it's our biggest responsibility. At Rain, we never try to get people to buy crypto. We more so want to educate them about crypto. And then if they are excited about it as we are and should want to buy crypto, then we have a really trusted and easy way to do that. And then the second hurdle that we've encountered, or the second disadvantage, is that the regulation in the industry is just moving quite slow, if I'm being honest. And we're working very closely with regulators to advance the industry, explain the industry, and partner with them to advance regulation in the space. So we want to, as a company, we want to help expedite those efforts. So I'd say those are the big disadvantages right now, but then the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages. So when we're talking advantages, the financial system of crypto makes the traditional financial system look like it was made in the Stone Age. Crypto is so much faster than the traditional system. So instead of waiting days to send money globally, we're talking about minutes or seconds sometimes to settle transactions. It's much cheaper. It's up all the time, so no more waiting in long lines to go to a physical location to do things. You can do things all online whenever you want, whether it's 3 a.m. or 10 a.m. in the morning. Whereas the traditional system's only up 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, but crypto's all the time. It has a low barrier to entry. Anyone with a mobile phone or a laptop can use this technology from around the world, so that's especially important in emerging markets. And it's also incredibly resilient and transparent. Everyone can see the public blockchain and see all of the transactions. So it's a very honest, transparent system as well.
Right.
So there are tons of advantages. And I released a list of 30 very practical, pragmatic advantages to this system to our team recently.
That's amazing. Before we started our conversation with you specifically, Mr. Atiq talked about the safety of cryptocurrencies and what are all the assurances that are available for people that are going into crypto. But from you now, can you tell us a little bit about the tips to invest in crypto assets safely?
Definitely. I think this is just such an important question at this point in history because there is still just so much misinformation and bad guidance around in this industry, unfortunately. So I want to kind of really separate the signal from the noise, and I want to give people really practical advice. So first off, probably the most important thing in entering this space is there's just so many different coins, that you can invest in, but you really have to know what you're buying. Just because a coin is on our platform doesn't necessarily mean we endorse that project. We are listing it because people want it and people buy it in the world, but there's a huge range of different qualities amongst these projects. So you really have to do your own research. And we also help people a lot with educating people about each coin, but really understand what you're buying before you're buying it. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the blue chip coins in the space. They're much safer investments. You know, they have really clear use cases in the world and give all of the advantages that I was talking about earlier. So they're the best starting place. So if you're just getting into crypto, I would recommend only investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then as you look at the wider space, if you feel really passionate about a specific project, then feel comfortable investing in that project. But make sure to look at the team running it. Make sure to look at what makes it unique to all of the other coins in existence. Make sure you understand the monetary policy around the coin. So there's a lot that you have to dive into before you can really make a good investment in this space. But you know, I would just have a lot of skepticism around a lot of the tokens that exist.
Right. A really good thing we have, or we talked about Rain, is how it started off in the Kingdom of Bahrain and how it was able to approach the different regulation or regulatory entities within the kingdom. What can you tell us about the future plans and the upcoming projects that are being prepared by Rain?
Definitely. So at Rain, we are product people. So we love improving the product, and we're constantly listening to user feedback. So we have all of these different channels that we get user feedback from. We talk to customers on Twitter. We have tons of customer support that we do. So we are constantly receiving all of this customer feedback. We use that to iterate on and improve our web and mobile app over time. And we've got a lot of really exciting features coming in our product roadmap.
Great. Finally, before we let you go, Mr. Delago, what is Rain's philosophy with respect to public-private engagement in crypto, and what models do you see that work best for the industry?
Definitely. So I think this is a very important balance between not stifling innovation, but protecting customers and restricting bad actors from being able to use our platforms. So those are really the key elements. On one end, you have a really revolutionary and remarkable technology that has all of the benefits that Mohammed and I have been talking about. And it's important that we let that live, you know, in its full potential, you know, similar to the internet. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have to also protect our customers, make sure that they understand and are educated about what they're buying, and then also stop you know, money launderers or terrorist financiers from using our platform. So those are the key things, and I think we work really closely with regulators to form a good regulatory framework to account for those things, and that's really the key to continuing to advance the industry. So it's an important balance. Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Delago, the co-founder and CEO of Rain. We'll be back with further discussions right after this. Welcome back. Joining me again in the studio is the General Manager of Rain. Thank you very much for being with us, Mr. Atiq. We heard a little bit about the discussions with Mr. Delago and the emphasis on a lot of parts of specifically the need for awareness and the existence of a very safe network for Rain and the cryptos that it has. So the CBB's introduction of the regulatory framework is actually in response to the fast-paced nature of the financial world, which also Mr. Delago mentioned. And this is a statement to the dynamic atmosphere of the financial markets and the progressiveness of the legal framework that regulate them within the Kingdom of Bahrain specifically. What can you tell us about this leading initiatives, and why is it so important?
Yeah, absolutely. So the crypto industry is very dynamic and is a very fast-paced, changing environment. So we do believe, and of course our forward-thinking leadership and the regulators are also aligned on this, is that they need to be a step ahead of the innovations and the upcoming, technological adoptions. So Bahrain, of course, has been a leader of this industry in embracing this new technology. And this, of course, positions Bahrain as a crypto hub for the entire Middle East and the MENA region. This is something, of course, that will attract a lot of other crypto companies and other innovators into the Kingdom of Bahrain, and will position Bahrain, of course, like I said, as the leader of this field in the entire region.
Definitely. That's from the regulation point of view. When we talk about the awareness point of view, also with the means of social media and these kind of platforms that are available, spreading awareness has become easier, and providing a direct communication with target audiences is also very important. Mr. Delago mentioned it, you mentioned it as well. How does RAIN make use of these platforms?
So, of course, social media is the most influential tool we have to spread awareness about cryptocurrency, crypto tokens, crypto assets, blockchain, and also about RAIN and what it has to offer. So, crypto assets are based on the internet, basically, and we are a technological company, so we do believe in utilizing these technological communication channels such as Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and other various forms of communication. RAIN always uses these platforms to spread awareness and educate our clients. We have, for example, the Twitter live events that happen, where I myself participate and other leaders of the industry and heads of function of RAIN participate in those discussions with our clients. They ask us questions about the recent developments of the crypto industry, about our services and our offerings. So we are fully utilizing these platforms to spread awareness and education for our clients. And we also, of course, have a lot of valuable educational resources on our website, which I highly recommend our watchers to visit, which is rain.com. Visit our website and see the educational content we have there. And also follow us on our social media platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. You will see continuous updates, awareness, and educational content being published for our viewers.
Right. One thing that was also mentioned by Mr. Delago was the importance of customer feedback. And you also have platforms to receive that kind of feedback. Tell us a little bit about that mechanism and how it was initiated, and how do you approach this kind of feedback? How do you get it?
Absolutely. We accept all types of feedback, all types of requests, all types of criticism. We're here to provide for the people. We listen to their needs, we listen to their wants, and we absolutely welcome positive feedback. So let's take the Twitter live discussions as an example. So when we engage with our clients, a lot of them approach us asking us for example, different services that are not currently offered on RAIN, different types of crypto tokens that are not yet available for them to buy and sell on our brokerage. So we look into that, and we have a team dedicated in RAIN to receive that feedback, to analyze that feedback, and see how we can actually present that to our clients. It is very important for us to always be a step ahead and always provide what our clients are looking for. So we use these social media platforms for these types of discussions. It's a mutual discussion, right? I mean, clients approach us, we answer their questions. We also sometimes approach certain clients asking them, how do you think of our platform? How do you think we can improve? What would you like to see available on RAIN's brokerage platform? And of course, any types of positive criticism is more than welcome for us.
Yeah, that's great. Well, now, when it comes to crypto assets and dealing with them, the technology behind it and everything, it's ever changing. There are also a lot of updates and a lot of new regulations coming from the CBB or other entities. How do you inform your clients and your customers about those?
The regulations are mostly pertaining to us as a regulated entity.
Yeah.
So for example, let's take the banking sector, for example. So rules and regulations evolve over time, which is for the benefit of the service provider, and also it's for the benefit of the clients. We evolve with those rules and regulations, and we try to minimize the impact on our clients. So clients can use our services and the way that they are used to without actually feeling the changes that are going on at the back end. We handle all of that, all of these things. Really? Clients, we try to offer clients a seamless, beautiful experience for them to buy and sell on Rain without noticing the changes that happen on the back end.
Right, but if there would be changes, you would announce them then on your platform.
Absolutely. If there are any changes that would materially impact our clients, we have a duty, of course, to communicate that to our users.
Absolutely. Now, before we let you go today, Mr. Atiq, we've mentioned before that the Kingdom of Bahrain was chosen and opened its doors to Rain and to the concept of crypto asset brokerage, not just for the kingdom itself, but for the region really, and internationally at the end of the line. As you've said, it is an international market, it's not just a local market. Now, what can you tell us about the services that are being provided by Rain, and who is working very closely with the Central Bank of Bahrain and other institutions, the services that are available now and maybe in the future?
Absolutely. So like I said, the services we offer right now is the ability for clients to buy and sell crypto assets, and for the ability for them to swap crypto assets and to store with Rain in a safe and regulated environment. With regards to local collaborations, of course, we collaborate with the central bank, and we collaborate with other visionaries and forward-thinking institutions, such as the Economic Development Board, the Bahrain FinTech Bay. We also give free lectures and seminars on social media, and also to other entities, such as universities. We collaborate with the universities. We collaborate with BIBF, and we also plan to hold free lectures on in our headquarters for the public, where they can come in, sit, meet the team, discuss about the evolving crypto market, ask us any questions, and receive feedback from our clients and our fans. Basically, Rain was born in Bahrain, so we feel like it's our duty to also to give back to the country that hosted us, that welcomed us, and gave us the first crypto license in the entire region.
Yeah. Well, listening to you now, I do have one more question to you. Sure. Crypto, Rain's services, cryptocurrencies, all of these need a very strong infrastructure. And Bahrain is able to provide that. As you have mentioned, Bahrain is the home to a lot of fintech companies. It's the home to a lot of new era products and services. What can you tell us about how that infrastructure helped Rain really be what it is today?
Absolutely. So in the country, we have a very strong technological infrastructure, very strong communications networks, fast internet, and we have other emerging fintech and fintech companies. You have emerging open banking providers. All of that actually contribute to the emergence of this beautiful technology, because cryptocurrency is one aspect of this technology, but having other financial institutions open up its doors and embracing these types of technologies will simply help expand the adoption of this beautiful evolution of money.
You're right. It's a win-win situation both ways.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for being with us today and answering all of our questions. And we would also like to thank you, dear viewers, for watching us, and we'll see you next week in another episode of Inside Edition.